Hello friends, this is VC Pramod and welcome to my series Green Room Interviews. Today is the 26th of December and this day exactly 30 years ago released Malayalam cinema's biggest ever super hit film Chitram. Made with a modest budget of 44 lakhs, the film went on to make nearly 7 crores, making it the highest grossing Malayalam film ever. The film ran for an unprecedented 405 days with regular shows in some theatres across Kerala, breaking all box office records in Malayalam cinema ever. The film is now regarded as a cult classic and even now manages to make the viewer recognize and extract the very essence of the film, making it as fresh as it was 30 years ago. Apart from Mohanlal, who played the male protagonist, actress Ranjini immortalized the role of Kalyani. So much so that she is not known by Sasha, the name given by her parents, or Ranjini, the name given by her mentor Bharathiraja, but by Kalyani Kuti, by people all over Kerala.
എന്തായാലും കറക്റ്റ് 6 മണിയാവുമ്പോ ദിവസം വിളിക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലേ? ഹലോ, യെസ്, അതെ, ഡാഡിയുടെ കല്യാണിക്കുട്ടി.
She made a very successful pair with Mohanlal and gave Malayalam cinema some amazing super hits. But at the height of her career, she gave it all up and settled down to family life and domesticity. I met Ranjini in her tastefully decorated home in Ernakulam and started by asking her about her growing up years.
I was growing up in Singapore because I belong to the 4th generation of Singaporeans. Living with other cultures like Malay, we have Chinese, and then we have Eurasians, and of course Tamil. Tamil is the predominant race in Singapore, and I belong to that. We address our neighbor, even though they can be a Chinese family or Malay family, we always address them as uncle or auntie. So that's how we have been brought up from Singapore. Not really. Sasha is the real me. Obviously, I'm so blessed, and I thank all Malayalis to remember me still. And most of them address me like what you said earlier, Kalyani Kuti. So, so that's how I am here now. So I'm very glad that people do, give the position to me. It was my parents' decision. Well, they have taken the right decision because I've just explained to you before that I'm a Singaporean, and I have 2 brothers, and those time it was very difficult for me, during the cinema industry time, because my family did a huge sacrifice for me. Just because of me, we were divided. So my mom would be staying with me, and my dad and my 2 brothers would be in Singapore. So every 3 months they have to shuttle. So it was quite difficult for my brothers to visit me. So in the end, I had to go like a week or so, that's it. And it was very difficult. And especially as a family, you would love to live together. And I remember some, while we were staying in Chennai, the telephone exchange people, they used to come to my house and said, they always say that something is wrong with your line, because they said you are paying, that time it was like 40,000 rupees. Yeah, something is wrong with your line. And my mom used to say, no, nothing is wrong with the line, it's just that we are calling Singapore. My parents were into, it was a hobby for them to distribute films. So we used to have a lot of artists coming to Singapore. Whenever they are in Singapore, they used to call us for help, like shopping and all that. So my parents used to guide them. So that's how we come to know about them. So one day, my parents did a program for Bharathiraja uncle. That was his first and the last program in Singapore, and we did that. So during that time, he asked my mom whether he will, whether they will allow me to act in movies. So my mom was very strict. She said, no way, my daughter will do her studies, nothing to do with cinema. And obviously he has taken some pictures, and after 2 years later or something, that picture has went into Mr. Bharathiraja, and Mr. Bharathiraja happened to be the mentor for Bhagiraj uncle also. So while they were discussing, and then this pictures came into his hands, and then he said, no, I want to introduce. And then one fine night he called. At that time my parents were out for a party, so I took the phone, because normally I'm the telephonist in my house, so I enjoy talking over the phone. So, and I took the phone. So he said, he introduced himself that there's a call. Those days it was trunk call, So I remember that, and he called, and then he left his telephone number. So by the time, it was quite late for my parents to come, so I just left a note on the table saying so and so has called. So the next day my dad called me. So he said, what is this note about? I said, yeah, somebody from India called saying Mr. Bharathiraja. And my father was like, he's a big director, and why he is calling? I said, I don't know, you just call back. So that's how my father spoke to him, and he said, then sir has given, he did a telegram for us to start soon. So we thought maybe, as a Singaporean, we didn't know anything to do with film, so we thought it's like normal work. We can do it for 2 weeks and come back, so that's what we have taken, a 2 weeks holiday, and we came to Chennai, and that 2 weeks didn't materialize. It went on to become 2 months. So I got stuck, and before that we did a huge puja called, I was called for the movie called Pachai Kodi, and it was a grand function at AVM studio. A lot of people, a lot of big popular people all started coming for the puja, and eventually that movie did happen. Instead of that, Muthal Mariyathai took off. It's not me actually, it's Bharathiraja. Yeah, because he's a person, he always tells his co-artists, an actor should be spontaneous. There's no point of of course you should have done your homework. It's no point like being rigid, and then acting should come spontaneously. That's what he used to say. And not only that, coming from his I will say his university, because he's a well-known person who has made a lot of people's, a lot of artists. He has established so many artists who are very, very popular and very top, and he always said, just observe me, that would do. And he's a very strict person, and he gets very angry very easily. So if you don't do it, then that's it. Yes. So, but I was lucky. I just followed. Mr. Mohanlal is very easy to work with. I'm talking about those days. Well, he don't have airs about himself. He's very simple, and he don't demand anything, like comforts or anything, because I was very taken aback. The first time we met was at the set of Mugindeta Sumitre Velikunnu. Because also a very successful thank you. Yeah. Because coming from a Tamil industry, Tamil Telugu, I've done Telugu as well, so the stars are treated in a different manner. They give prominence to you. You're treated, you have been treated like a royal families, like. When you come to Malayalam, it's completely different, because it's all like simplicity, and there's no qualms or airs about it. It's just you have to adapt. So when I saw Mohanlal, he was sitting just on the floor and whistling away. I was like, oh my God! And he was a superstar by then. Yes, yeah. There are. Already everybody knows that if it's Malayalam, it's either Mammootty or Mohanlal. So I was shocked to see him that way. So you have to learn these things from these people. Awesome. Priyadarshan, I have to say a big thank you to him, because he keeps saying, don't worry about the dialogues, because I get very upset. Sometimes, as an artist, you feel that, if you're offered a job, you should do. I'm a person like that. If you're offered a job, you have to do it. And there's no shortcuts. So he said, never mind, it's okay. There's one lady called Bhagyalakshmi, she will do wonders, so you don't bother about it. If you're getting stuck, you just say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That's what I said earlier. It's like a vacation anyway. We were all having like a nice time, picnic time, So, like, we were all easy, and we know that, okay, it's just a movie. We didn't expect it, or we didn't have any expectation that it's going to be a cult film like what you said. So we all did our roles according to the script or whatever justification. We have done that. But neither of us have dreamt that this movie is going to be a phenomenal one, or going to be a stepping stone in the Malayalam industry. We never thought of. Yeah, naturally, as an actor, you have to prepare for it, because when they come and tell you the script, obviously you're prepared. So you have the right to research about the character, and you know what it is. So in your mind, you are well prepared. Okay, what this character is going to be. But when you come to the sets, when you hear the script, when you see what is the scene for today, and then it's all spontaneous. Because I feel that as an actor, you have to change. I mean, from yourself into that particular character when you step into that particular arena. So that's how I feel, and that is how I should thank the director Bharathiraja sir, my mentor, because this is what he taught us. Forget about everything. When you come to the spot, you are that particular person. No, because when Priyan approached me for this movie, in fact, Chitram was the first movie I should have done much earlier to Mugandeta Sumitra Velikunu.
But Muthal released 2 years before, isn't it?
No, Mugandeta, yeah, it released earlier, and we did that movie first, in fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Muthal.
Yes, that was the first. I mean, the first movie was Swadi Tirunal of mine.
Yes, yes.
So the second is Mugandeta Sumitra Velikunu.
Anand.
Yes. So Chitram, because in fact Chitram is supposed to be the second one, but we started off with Mugandeta, and so while he came to narrate the story of Chitram, already I knew this is the character. So, and because I find that the character, I mean, compared to the roles which I was doing in Tamil, I find this on a lighter tune, because most of my Tamil movies, you see, it's mostly like village based. Even though I've got nothing to do with village background. No, already Priyan, as I said, while the narration of the Chitram, I knew about this particular character, Kalyani, what is she up to. So on that particular day, Priyan just told me this, okay, you are coming there, you are running from the stairs. And running from the stairs, and then you heard him sing, and then at first you like it, but you don't.
Yeah. Then you just like that. You just shrug it off. Shrug it off, yeah.
I said, okay, fine. So that's what it happened. And to be honest, that is my first shot for that film.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is the opening shot. So it was done in the first take, and so everybody was like happy. Of course, it is one's duty to preserve and conserve the rituals or the traditions, heritage attached to one's religion. So that's what I'm voicing about. I mean, it doesn't matter which religion you belong to. but you have to respect one another, their ideology, so and their beliefs. So that's what I am here for, to fight against the verdict, which I find it a bit contradictory. I'm busy into business, and also I'm a lawyer too, so I'm involved in that. And then I'm writing a book on women, Indian women in films in all languages. So right now I've started doing my research, and it's been nearly 3 years now I'm doing a book. So I've just done a few chapters in Tamil about Tamil movies, and I'm going to embark in Malayalam. So I'm hoping that this book should be released by next year.